Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of What's Wrong with Wrestling. I'm Andrew Pisano, along with my brother Joe Pisano, the TakeOver Phoenix recap.
Here it is.
We just watched it.
Just now.
Yep.
Just now. And some things didn't go quite the way we expected.
Right.
We expected more of like a story to happen, and it didn't. And maybe we made it up in our head too much. Like maybe we really tried to create something more than it was going to be in our head. And I think because of that, we were slightly disappointed. Another solid show, though. Another solid show. You only have 5 matches. You're going to do them well. We're going to grade it at the end, but, let's kind of get into it. But TakeOver's been this amazing show. Yeah. Amazing show. So I'm going to say this might have been maybe the worst TakeOver I've ever seen, but that doesn't mean it's bad.
Right.
This doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah.
So let's get to the pros and cons.
All right, pros.
Yes.
No.
It was TakeOver. Ciampa was in it.
Right, yeah. I mean, look, the Royal Rumble still has a lot of work to do, I think, as far as to beat a TakeOver.
Yeah.
It's never done it. A WWE pay-per-view has never beaten a TakeOver. That precedes
Grading-wise, is that what you mean?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we kick things off with the War Raiders versus the Undisputed Era for the NXT Tag Titles. A couple of really good spots here, like strong superplex to Hansen off the top rope. That was really nice.
Really nice.
That's
a big dude to superplex.
Yeah, and Strong and O'Reilly do a lot of selling in this match for the War Raiders, and they do everything in their power, but they can't finish the job. They even hit their finisher on one of the War Raiders, but no dice. Again, I said, you can't pin these guys, unless you hit them with chairs or do something.
Yeah, this had to have been a War Raiders win, because they lose here, they're really buried forever.
Yeah.
So they had to get the straps. Couple notes, their intro was cool.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, they've got an interesting intro.
Yeah.
So that usually means you're going to win something good.
Pretty much.
And where's the rest of the era? Where Fish comes out, points to, what do you have, a bell he was carrying?
That was the award.
Oh, what did he win?
They won, I'm guessing they won Tag Team of the Year.
Yeah, they even said they did. Yeah. So, and then Fish disappears. And where's Adam Cole this pay-per-view?
No sign of Adam Cole.
The error, was putting up titles. It's harder to keep those titles against these giant war machine type guys.
I guess they didn't want, the War Raiders to beat all 4 of them. I guess that's why they weren't out there.
I guess, but per the storyline, per the way of the per the canon, they usually are there. They work as a team.
Yeah.
So I don't really understand why they weren't out there. I don't know how they explain that. Is O'Reilly and Strong going to be upset? I'm still waiting to hear Fish go, that's my title. I won that originally. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So we'll see. So compared to most tag team matches that we've seen at TakeOver, this was not as good. But when you consider how big these guys are and some of the stuff they did, and the fact that Undisputed Era are always great,
Hansen did some crazy stuff.
Yeah, I'd put this around a B+ match.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno, Part 3.
Thought you were going to pass on this.
Again, I didn't know why we needed this again.
This is the third time we're seeing these two back-to-back takeovers. They've been squabbling on every NXT show. So you thought, what are they going to do differently? And really nothing was the answer.
Well, there was something that was different.
There was, I don't remember anything.
Well, first Ohno kicks Riddle in the mouth and he bleeds because it was a
then they showed it in slow-mo.
Kick.
Yeah, he freaking kicked his face.
Yeah.
Ouch.
And then later, Ohno puts Riddle's big toe in his mouth and he bites it. So that's gross. That was pretty nasty.
I just
I don't know why.
I just stopped throwing up 20 minutes ago, and
that was really an indie thing. That is just come on.
The whole match. He was stomping the foot. He was biting the foot. I mean, you know what I mean? It's if Riddle's a smart man, he'll start wearing boots.
Well, he's not.
That's his gimmick.
He's not. He's an idiot.
I'm a dumb bro.
Yeah.
So this was disgusting. This was awful.
Yeah.
This is like a bad Attitude Era sketch or something.
Mm-hmm.
Another man's foot was in his mouth.
Yeah, it's not the first time.
Look, I've
WWE's
always
done
wanted
that.
to be a wrestler, but that's where I draw the line.
Well, all you have to do next, you've passed all the tests. Just bite on this guy's foot. You know what? I realize this isn't for me.
You know what I would say if they said that to me and I was Ono? Hey, look, I know my contract's up in a few months. AEW called. Very, very interested. Okay. No foot stuff.
I would bet that was Ono's idea.
Oh, God, stop it.
Yeah. No. Yes.
He doesn't choose to do that.
Sure he does.
No.
Sure he does.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
you think the match booker's gonna be like, all right, now you're gonna put his foot in your mouth? No.
You think he improvised that in the match?
No, he didn't improvise it, but he said, why don't we do that? That'll make everyone cringe, which it did.
Either way.
It did the job. It made everyone, cringe.
Yeah, it did the job.
At least us more than everyone else who was watching TakeOver with us.
So this match after that was an F. So now the pay-per-view's at a C. Good. What else we got?
Well, in the end, Riddle makes Ono tap to the elbow strikes to the head. We didn't mention how
You
it
say
ended.
it like it happens all the time. He's literally punching him in the head, and he tapped out to getting
elbowed
in the head.
Elbows.
Yeah, elbows
Yeah,
to the head.
He did that before to someone else. I forgot. On
tapped?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well,
He's only fought like two people.
He had Ono when they fought the second time. He had Ono in the submission, and then he was striking him while he also had him in there. So yeah,
that's true. That's true.
So Ono taps, Riddle wins again. Hopefully that's the last we see of those two fighting each other. Next up, we got Johnny Gargano versus Ricochet for the North American Championship. Again, this was a really, really great match.
Sure.
A lot of really good spots in it. Gargano goes for the Frankensteiner, where Ricochet is on the top rope, but then Ricochet flips off and lands on his feet. That was incredible. And then with Johnny outside the ring, Ricochet jumped from in the ring, flipped out, and landed on the Gargano. Again, just nuts. The guy can fly. He
can
really
fly.
Can.
He has wings. I've seen him.
Yep. Ricochet hit a springboard 450, but Johnny kicks out. He then goes for his finisher off the top rope, but Johnny gets his knees up. Later, Johnny hits Ricochet with a backwards Frankensteiner outside the ring. It's just all this crazy shit. It was all great.
He does like something off top ropes where Ricochet lands on his feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny hits the slingshot DDT, but Ricochet kicks out. Johnny then pulls up the mat outside the ring and is about to DDT Ricochet on it, but the ref warns him not to. Like, I guess he was like, I'll disqualify you if you do this.
Must have.
So Johnny's like, fine, I won't do it. Then Ricochet puts Johnny in the Gargano escape, but Johnny makes it to the ropes. He then suplexes Ricochet on the exposed floor, so I guess that's okay.
That's fine.
And then Johnny rolls Ricochet back in the ring. He looks at Ricochet and says, I win.
Yeah.
Hits the slingshot DDT one more time and pins Ricochet to win the North American Championship.
So this is where we thought Ciampa would come out and help Johnny, and then vice versa.
Yeah.
Neither thing happened.
Right.
And 2 clean wins by these guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's about as big of a push as you can get. 2 clean championship wins by heels.
Yeah. And Johnny saying, I win, which was Ciampa's thing.
Right.
That's what Ciampa said to him. So it's like, where are they going with this?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is probably like a 4-star match.
At least, I would say, yeah.
Like right in the cusp of 4 to 5 stars. 4.5-star match.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It was. And Johnny gets his first singles title in NXT.
There you go.
Next up, we got Shayna Baszler versus Bianca Belair for the NXT Women's Championship. They're both kind of green, so it wasn't a great match. Shayna pushes Belair into the ref. Belair hits the KOD and goes for the pin, but the ref is sleeping.
Yeah.
So she could have gotten the win there, but
sleeping.
Unfortunately not. Shafir and Duke then come out, but Belair beats them up. She slams them into each other. Shayna puts Belair in the Kirifuda clutch, but Bianca powers out of it. She then goes to the top rope. Duke jumps on the apron. Bianca kicks her, but that delays Bianca long enough for Shayna to move out of the way once Belair goes for the 450 splash. Shayna locks in the Kirifuda clutch again, but it takes her a few minutes, and Bianca gets up a couple of times, but ultimately passes out. So they really protected her by...
They had to. I thought she was going to win this match because she's undefeated and everything, and there's really no reason to keep the strap on Shayna. It's time for them, at least Shayna, to move on, I think, to the main roster. They could use someone like her, I think, right now. She probably is going to be in the Rumble tomorrow now, I think. But
well, I picked her for that.
Yeah.
I had her coming out.
So I don't really understand this where, they just, that's it. Belair's streak is over. She's not the asked anything anymore.
She's
it's
too
kind
new.
of a gimmick. I get it. And then she passes out. Total protection on the loss for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because no one's lasted that long.
And like dirty,
Oh, it wasn't clean. Definitely not. There was
dirty.
Plenty of interference.
Right.
And then finally we have Tommaso Ciampa versus Aleister Black for the NXT Championship. The match started slow, but it definitely picked up and it had a lot of really cool moments. Ciampa attacked Aleister's knee for pretty much the whole match whenever he could.
Yep.
Later in the match, Aleister's legs were hanging off the top rope, and Ciampa hit basically an RKO on the apron.
Yeah.
It was an amazing spot.
It was sick.
But then he goes for a pin right after, and Aleister kicks out. Like, if Orton did that, they would be dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was kind of funny, but it was a really good spot.
Yep.
Aleister hits his moonsault off the second rope onto Ciampa outside the ring. And early in the match, Ciampa grabbed a bottle of water from the Spanish announce table, took a sip. Aleister chopped him, and he spit the water out. That was funny.
Dropped the bottle.
And the water spilled all over the floor.
Right.
So after Aleister hits the moonsault, he rolls Ciampa in the ring, and then he slips on some water.
Yeah.
He slips on the water that Ciampa spilled like 15 minutes ago.
Right.
And I don't know if he did that on purpose or he slipped, because after he gets in the ring and Ciampa immediately hits the fairy tale ending.
Yeah.
Of course, Black would kick out, but it's like, I wonder if that was the distraction.
So looking at how he did it,
Yeah.
it looked like he faked it. It was like a bad fake job.
Yeah.
Like a whoa, what the, you know what I mean?
Because he looked at it. Yeah, I guess because he looked back at it.
It seemed like it was a work.
Right.
Like they did that on purpose. Yeah.
Well, that's a really good plan, to have the water spill
It was
all
like
over
15 minutes before that. Yeah.
Yeah, I love
then
when
it
they come
plays
back
into
to
it.
stuff.
Of course.
So I guess we'll give them credit for it. But yeah, Aleister kicks out of the fairy tale ending. Ciampa then exposes the same concrete that Johnny exposed earlier, but Aleister jumps on him. And then later Aleister hits the Black Mass, crawls to Ciampa for the pin, but Ciampa slowly rolls away to avoid the pin attempt because he's a smart one.
Yep.
Aleister then goes for another Black Mass, but Ciampa pulls the ref in front of him. Ciampa then flipped Aleister. This was so nuts, this part. Because somehow he rolled Aleister to go behind the ropes and then immediately hits his DDT with Aleister hanging off the rope.
This was cool.
It was such a nice little motion that they did there.
Yep.
Ciampa then hits the fairy tale ending right after that, but Aleister kicks out. Ciampa goes for another one, but Aleister gets out of it, tries to hit the Black Mass, but Ciampa's knee is too injured. He can't. I'm sorry, Aleister's knee is too injured. Right. So Ciampa hits another fairy tale ending one more time and pins Aleister Black to retain.
Again, clean. Surprising.
Clean win.
Surprising, for sure.
And they show all the highlights.
Black's gone. When you lose clean like this, you're gone.
Yeah.
He will most likely be in the Rumble. I say most likely. Who the fuck knows
Well,
who that would be?
I would
they
say...
could have him come out Monday Night Raw and skip the Rumble.
I would say Eric already has 2 points on us.
You think for sure?
It
feels like it. It sure feels like it.
I mean, again, ow my knee, but whatever. They could play
Cole
that off.
got the fuck beat out of him when he
True,
came out
Cole did come out the next night with, bandages.
Tape, yeah.
I like how he sold it,
Yeah.
So Aleister
He'll just
could do
limp
that.
to the ring and then have fight full 100%.
You'd hope so.
Yeah.
But he is like one of those demon characters. Maybe he heals faster.
Oh, yeah. 'Cause he's a demon.
Like Kane, just step on your foot and your ankle's healed.
Done.
So Ciampa slowly walks up the ramp, turns around on the stage, and then out comes Johnny freaking badass.
Yeah.
He walks out. They look at each other. Johnny holds up the North American Championship. Ciampa holds up the NXT Championship. They look at each other, look at the crowd, and we fade to black. You like that? So look, I was wrong about both interferences.
Yeah.
But it still ended the way that I thought, with both of them holding up the titles.
So I guess they're together. I guess still uncertain.
Yeah.
Still uncertain.
I mean, they didn't shake hands. They had to do something because you can't do that tease on NXT and then not have Gargano come out. So they had to at least do that.
Right.
But yeah, I guess they wanted to leave it open ended because again, you would still think they have to fight again one more time at some point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like it can't just end with them being like, "Yeah, champion. Okay, congratulations.
Right.
You want to go have dinner? Oh, my wife still hates you."
Yeah. By the way,
yeah,
I just still hate your guts.
Right.
I mean, you threw my wedding ring into the crowd. Come on.
And we never found it.
We never found it.
It ended up some fan's ass.
It was on eBay for a minute, and then another fan bought it.
Yeah. They got drunk.
Yeah, so this was another great match. So I would say match-wise, it went from like good to weird
Well,
to great
we stopped grading it
to
'cause,
decent to great.
Ono was a C.
Yeah.
Ricochet and Gargano probably brings it back to a B.
Yeah.
Baszler, Belair, I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe down to a C, and then
I guess overall, yeah, B plus works out.
B plus.
It's still a really good show.
It's a really good show
because the two top matches saved it.
You know how happy
Gargano
I'd be?
and Ricochet, and of course, Ciampa Black.
You know how happy I would be if the Royal Rumble's a B plus tomorrow.
Oh, of course.
Which means that for it to be a B plus, like Becky or Seth would have to win it,
right?
Or Kenny Omega debuts, or McIntyre wins. Something. One of those things would have to happen for it to be a B plus.
There's like 10 matches for the Royal Rumble. Like, how many do you care about?
One.
I mean, like
both Rumbles.
Balor and Lesnar will be interesting because everyone will have that little bit of hope, so you'll at least care to watch it, right?
Again, no one's announced the Demon yet, like on the show. They haven't announced anything. They haven't teased it.
Well, Balor said it. Balor has said in an interview, and whatever, you could read into this however you want because he could totally be bullshitting.
Yeah.
But he said he's not coming out as the Demon. He just said that in an interview. But again, I wouldn't believe him. You know what I mean? Like, I would be like, almost say, oh, he's definitely coming out as the Demon. But, you never know.
Yeah.
Unless maybe they just want to keep the Demon undefeated on WWE, which, come out as the fucking Demon. How can we take you seriously against Lesnar unless you're
dumb.
not?
Why be like? Why wouldn't you always come out as a demon?
Yeah,
if the
you always win with the Demon.
I mean, come on.
But that's why I guess.
Come on.
But we'll see. Maybe he will come out of the Demon. But again, like Styles, Daniel Bryan, they'll have a good match. But I don't really care to see that again.
Right. We've seen it.
Ronda Sasha should be good, but we know who's winning that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Becky and Asuka. I guess we're just curious to see what happens there.
Yep.
Again, like, if I had to repick the Rumble, I think we all marked out. It'd be great if Becky and Seth win, but, I would not be surprised at all if it's Charlotte and McIntyre. Becky just wins the Women's Championship or something.
I don't know. Like, I don't see a heel winning this year's Rumble for the men. I don't know.
Yeah, because then it's McIntyre Lesnar.
Yeah, which is like, huh?
That's like heel.
They turn one of them. I don't know. Like, McIntyre legit could beat Lesnar because he's huge. You know what I mean? Like, that's a believable thing.
For sure.
But I still rather see Seth beat Lesnar.
Yeah.
He totally should. He deserves to.
I mean, isn't that a David versus Goliath story too?
Eddie Guerrero beat Lesnar.
Like, Seth is still like, he looks still like he's half the size of Lesnar.
He sure is.
Because he is.
He sure is.
I mean, Balor's 1/4 the size of Lesnar, but Seth is still half the size of Lesnar. So,
Correct.
I mean, that's still a big deal.
Yep.
To beat a monster that size. Even Roman Reigns beating Lesnar, it's like he's 3/4 his size. But,
Again, Lesnar's lost in
Lesnar's
UFC
bigger than everyone.
a couple of times to people smaller than him. But
right.
Yeah, they make him very undefeatable in the ring. You know what I mean? Goldberg aside, it's going to take a big effort for somebody to beat Brock Lesnar.
Why did you say that?
So, because it's so stupid what he did to beat him. Lesnar runs up to him, throws him in the corner, stares at him. Like a good 2 seconds go by, and then Goldberg beats him in like 3.
Lesnar's hurt. Yeah, thanks, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, right.
But no, still a really good takeover. Yeah,
Sure.
like you said, probably the worst one, but it doesn't mean it was bad.
The worst one in 2 years, but that's okay,
right?
Because it's still really good. The 2 matches were great.
Yeah,
And then the rest of the matches were, again, they're okay to good.
And, you know, it's still very intriguing as to see what they do with Gargano and Ciampa moving forward.
Yeah, DIY holding up the 2 singles titles is pretty magical.
Yep.
So
Yes, it was.
we'll see.
So
Yeah.
we'll see you guys tomorrow after
right.
the Royal Rumble.
Take it easy.
Cross your fingers. Wait a second. We forgot something.
I didn't forget anything.
I don't know.
I was
so
halfway
weird.
home. You made me come back.
Yeah, of course you would forget this because we forgot to we forgot to announce who won the scorecards.
Oh, well, we had like 1,000 people fill one out.
Who's the NXT prediction
Apparently,
champion?
you don't have to be. I think it was your friend Steven. Maybe?
So I beat 1,000 people because I am still the NXT prediction champion.
Bianca Belair should have won that match.
4, 5.
What does that mean?
5 out of 5 matches. I got them all right.
Yeah, I got one wrong. Whatever.
Yep, that's all you got to do. All you got to do is get one wrong.
Pretty much.
NXT,
that's the funny thing. NXT's predictable, yet we still love it more than WWE.
You never cared about Bianca Belair until tonight. You were marking out hard. You wanted her to win so bad.
I wanted her to win so bad. She should have won.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, we can't all be double champions. All right, we'll see you at the Rumble again.
I'm winning the Rumble tomorrow. I'm retaining.
You're going to win the Rumble?
I'm winning the Rumble.
That's crazy.
I'm number 30. I already talked to R-Truth. We worked it out.
I'm sure that wasn't difficult.
No, it wasn't.
Like Stone Cold Steve Austin, it kinda looks like Kevin Owens. Dean Ambrose is in his daydreams, and Charlotte is in his sex dream. What's wrong with wrestling? What's wrong with wrestling? So much wrong with wrestling, oh no. Obnoxious, crazy, loud, egocentric, no doubt that's Joe. Self-proclaimed strongest and best-looking man in the world. Loves wrestling, but only part-time. Strong, big Flair's pretty sublime, yeah. What's wrong with wrestling? What's wrong with wrestling? So much wrong with wrestling, oh no. Every third most loved, and he can't really hold in his piss. He made hashtag push Eric Gallo push him off a cliff. He doesn't think Stacy Keibler is that high, and we almost forgot Josh. He's just a troll. What's wrong with wrestling? What's wrong with wrestling? So much wrong with wrestling, oh no. What's wrong with wrestling? What's wrong with wrestling? So much wrong with wrestling, oh no. Always kill
Lashley.